Welcome back to the channel, y'all. We about to get into another video, man. TikTok couples that were so toxic they killed each other. Now I told y'all, bruh. I told y'all. Some of these TikTok couples, bruh, you know what I'm saying, they ain't as happy as they play out to be, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So we about to see what couples they getting into, bruh. Cause I know for a fact, I don't know this couple, but it was, I said it on a previous video. There was a couple, you know what I'm saying? I think it was like an Armenian couple or something. The dude went viral, invited this girl on social media. She started to get clout. He got jealous, killed her. You know what I'm saying? It happens, bruh. It happens. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what they talking about.
You know more.
Cause what?
You messing up my family.
Now.
How can someone pretend that they didn't know what was going on with her, and all this time they knew what the heck was going on? Like, you must have played it out real good for thinking nobody was gonna come out and do nothing.
We didn't see any signs, no signals. It wasn't like she was coming around us with black eyes or anything like that. So there was none of that.
Making the murder a shock.
It is definitely a betrayal.
You ever scroll through TikTok and see those couples who seem too perfect? Take Winter Straw. On the outside, her relationship looked fun, even sweet, but behind the scenes, it was full of control, manipulation, and violence, until it ended in murder. Then there's Jessica Edwards. She was a new mom trying to find her balance, but instead of support, she faced resentment that turned into something much worse. And Kayana and Ronald Burns, a TikTok famous power couple who built a whole brand on success and family values. But behind the scenes, their marriage was falling apart under financial pressure, emotional turmoil, and ultimately, a shocking murder-suicide. 3 couples, 3 relationships that played out in front of millions, and 3 stories that prove couple goals aren't always what they seem. This is the story of TikTok.
See, you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, bruh. People be on social media, bruh. People be on Twitter or whatever. And they see these celebrity couples, they be like, "Oh, couple goes." Like, bro, you don't know what's happening behind closed doors. You don't know what's happening once they put that phone down, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that couple could be OD toxic, super toxic, bad. You know what I'm saying? Just vile, disgusting. You know what I'm saying? You could be that. You talking about goals. You don't even know them. You know what they put on social media. That's what I'm saying, bro. These stop idolizing, bruh. Stop idolizing. It's not good. Stop idolizing.
Couples that were so toxic, they killed each other.
This incident started at about 6 o'clock on Sunday night near the 700 block of Mallet Hill Road.
Winter Straw was just 25 years old, a bright and bubbly young woman with dreams that stretched beyond TikTok. She had a devoted family and a passion for helping people. Because of her passion for helping people, she decided to become a lawyer.
She was a good friend.
And she was a lawyer.
Good sister.
That's
great
tough.
daughter. All around just a good person, a rising star. A rising star. If you met her, you loved her. And if you never met her, you wished you had.
And her mother said she was planning to go to law school.
But while she worked towards that, she became an influencer who had a growing presence on TikTok. She shared dance videos, beauty tips, and snapshots of her seemingly picture-perfect relationship with Renardo Johnson.
Who was interested first? Who said I love you first? Who's more protective? Who cleans more?
Dang,
who eats the most? Who spends the most money? Who is most likely to start an argument? Who falls asleep first? Who is more annoying? Who loves the hardest?
But behind the filters and the viral clips, their love was anything but healthy. And eventually, those dreams she had were cut short by the same man who claimed to love her.
There's no warning signs. You know, which is the hard part about it.
She was just a beautiful spirit that, didn't deserve
Nothing.
Winter met Renardo when she was just a teenager. Their relationship was intense from the start, full of passion, but also constant fighting. According to Winter's friends, Winter often posted cryptic messages about love and heartbreak, but they didn't fully understand what was going on behind the scenes because in front of the camera, Winter's boyfriend, Renardo Johnson, seemed like the perfect partner. He seemed devoted to his wife, even to the point of hoping online to tell other girls that were in his DMs to back off because they were messing with his family.
Little Dookie Booty, go on and get in the camera. Yeah, this is for Keisha because you clearly ain't learned your lesson the first time. Tell her what the I said. Louder.
I can't with you no more.
Cause what?
You messing up my family.
Now.
But that was just an act, and those closest to Winter began to see red flags. Small, barely noticeable at first, but they were there. Renardo was possessive. He hated the attention Winter got online. As her TikTok...
See, that's how the last one was, bruh. He hated the attention that she was getting, bruh. Gotta let your woman, you know what I'm saying? Let your woman, you know what I'm saying? Get her stuff up, gang. You know? Like she going like a little, you know what I'm saying? Some clout on social media, you know what I'm saying? People drawing attention to her personality, you know what I'm saying? Let her get the clout, you know what I'm saying? Let her get the clout, you know? You ain't gotta be jealous. You ain't gotta be insecure. You know what I'm saying? If she rock with you, she rock with you. If she don't, she don't. You gonna find out either way. You know what I'm saying? You gonna find out. Just let it happen, gang. Let it happen. You know? It's okay. You feel me?
Following grew, so did his paranoia. He would check her phone, question her about messages, and guilt trip her into spending less time online. But her family saw none of this, because Winter kept it hidden.
We didn't see any signs, no signals. It wasn't like she was coming around us with black eyes or anything like that. So there was none of that.
Making the murder a shock.
It is definitely a betrayal.
As Renardo became more and more obsessed with controlling Winter, their fans on TikTok began to notice the toxic pattern in their relationship and started commenting that Winter needed to leave him for her own safety. But in response, Winter and Renardo made a TikTok making fun of the people who were trying to advise her to stay away from him.
I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive.
But behind the scenes, Renardo was getting even more paranoid, accusing Winter of encouraging the men in her comments section by posting videos they could thirst over. Winter, of course, didn't see it that way. TikTok was her job. It was what put food on the table. So to her, she was just doing her job. One night, after an explosive argument over a TikTok post, Renardo snapped. Winter had posted a TikTok hinting at a breakup, a video that would be her last. Renardo, in a fit of rage, confronted her. Neighbors reported hearing screaming and crashing sounds, but when police arrived, they found Winter lifeless, her life extinguished in minutes.
This was not a spur of the moment thing.
That's crazy, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You put yourself in that situation to just crash out like that, gang. You know? Like if she wanted to be on social media, she want to be on social media. What she doing on social media, bro? You gotta understand, bro. You can't control nobody. You know what I'm saying? You can't control nobody, man or woman. You can't control them. You know what I'm saying? You can voice what it is that you want from the person, what you don't want from the person, and if they do it, they do it. If they don't, they don't. It's up to you now whether or not you want to stay or leave. You know what I'm saying? When that happens, that's when the decision of how much respect you have for yourself start to come in. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't force somebody to do something, bro. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. Because if you gotta force them to do it, that means they don't want to do it from the jump. And if they don't want to do it from the jump, then I mean they don't really rock with you the way you think they rock with you. And if that's the case, leave. Simple as that, bro. You ain't gotta take nobody's life, gang. You ain't gotta kill nobody, bro. Killing ain't gonna do nothing but put you in jail, bro. That's it. It's gonna put you in jail, bro. Now you done crashed out. Now you in a cell with over 100 niggas, you know what I'm saying? Taking showers together, living together, seeing the same dudes every single day. You're waking up to clapping sounds. You're going to sleep to clapping sounds. You're eating horrible food. You got to look over your shoulder because you might get shanked in that jump. You know what I'm saying? You got to make a decision whether or not you're going to join a gang or stay to yourself. You going to be protected by the gang, or you going to be a loner and face consequences of being a loner. It's not worth it, bruh. It's not worth it, bruh. It's not at all. At all, gang. Goofy, bruh.
The young
Goofy.
man, it was premeditated. He thought about his actions and he carried them out.
Renardo had attempted to take his own life afterward, but survived. He later confessed that he couldn't bear the thought of Winter leaving him, saying if he couldn't have her, no one could.
Because this.
See, bro? See? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, bruh. Tighten up. What's up with dudes nowadays, bruh? Tighten up. That's just goofy behavior. Goofy thought process, goofy behavior. Just goofy all around, bruh.
This man looked me in my eyes all the time. And whenever I would talk to him, I'd say, I'm giving you my child a wholehearted, bubbly personality. And that's how I want to get her back.
Winter's mother was devastated, shattered, betrayed by the man she had once welcomed into her home, a man who promised her he would return her daughter to her exactly as he'd met, laughing and happy.
And he always assured me he would never do anything to hurt my child.
She says Winter's death has given the family a new purpose.
We want to make it clear, real clear. Domestic violence is not a joke.
Instead, she came home in a body bag. Winter's death hit her family hard. They were a close-knit family who couldn't understand how they could have missed that she was suffering and needed their help.
When people think of Winter, I want them to think of just a sweet, innocent girl who was out here trying to make her mom proud, make her family proud, and just to do what she loved most.
I'm the baby of my family, and so she was my little sister, and so it just hurt me so bad because I wish I was there for her. I wish I was right down the street. I just wish she would have called.
Her death was yet another reminder of how toxic love can be deadly, and her family was determined to make sure it wasn't in vain.
It's not something that we should take lightly. For those of you that are posting on Facebook and doing all that unnecessary stuff, I don't care what a person does to you. You don't have the right to take her life. You don't have the right to put your hands on nobody.
Tuesday was the anniversary of the night Winter was lost to another case of domestic violence in this state. Her coworkers wanted to use that day to bring light to the love she shared instead.
And Winter wasn't the only one who believed she was safe. Jessica Edwards thought she was too.
This is a shame that these girls and these babies and these kids, these mothers, we have to grieve because somebody decided they wanted to take God into their hands. It's just too much. It's too much.
It's tough, bro. That's tough.
Friends and family are still searching for a missing mother from South Windsor. They gathered at Hartford at Riverside Park today to continue looking for Jessica Edwards. It's been a week since the 30-year-old was last seen by her family.
Jessica Edwards was the kind of person who lit up a room. If you knew her, you loved her. If you didn't, you probably wished you did. Jessica graduated from East Hartford High School in 2009, then went on to Eastern Connecticut State University, where she earned her bachelor's degree in English. But she didn't stop there. She had a heart for helping people, so she got her master's in social work from Simmons College in Boston. And that still wasn't enough. She wanted to work in healthcare, so she went back to school to get a degree in respiratory care at Manchester Community College. She was literally days away from graduating, but she never got to walk across that stage. Somewhere along the way, Jessica met Taj Hutchinson. He was 8 years younger than her, just 22 at the time of her death. It's unclear exactly how they met, but at some point, things got serious. They got married, had a baby, and started a life together. Now, to the outside world, they looked like your average young couple, balancing work, school, and parenthood. But behind closed doors, it was a different story.
South Windsor police are working with state and federal authorities to try to track her down.
I'll be meeting with the town manager and the police chief tomorrow, and we're going to look at all the resources that we have to try to help in this effort to bring Jessica home safely.
On May 10th, 2021, Jessica vanished.
If you know anything about Jessica's whereabouts, call police.
Her husband, Taj, went on social media and played the role of the worried husband. He posted emotional messages like,
"It's another lonely and worrisome night without you, my love. Son, and I miss you so much.
Bruh.
I don't have an appetite to eat or sleep knowing that you aren't here with me. Every time I came home, you were always there taking care of our beautiful son that we created. Whenever I was down, you always lifted me up. I've never even been so many days without you. My heart is broken right now, shattered, and my emotions all mixed up. Please, 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 wherever you are, come back safely."
He wanted people to believe that.
Bro, you know how sick of an individual you gotta be to be able to get something off like that, bro? And to consciously type that into your phone and post that, bro, after doing what you just did, bro. You know how mentally unstable you would have to be, bro. Like, at that point, bro, you have no conscience, you have no guilt. You know what I'm saying? All that is out the window, bro. Like, you're an empty shell. That's psychopath behavior, bro. Obviously, he killed her. You know what I'm saying? He's psychopath. He killed her. But that's crazy, though, bro. Jeez.
That Jessica had just walked away, that she left her baby, her family, and her entire life behind.
"I love you and need you so much, and our son worries about you too. I feel like he barely wants to eat. Please, I love you so much."
But her family
killed her. You done took her from her kid, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You done killed your kid's mother, bruh.
they weren't buying it. Something wasn't right.
New documents just released on the death of Jessica Edwards. Today, her husband will head to court charged in her death.
Turns out, Jessica had argued with Taj the night before Mother's Day. It was over a gift, a pair of guinea pigs that Taj had bought for her.
And the arrest warrant, it states the day before Mother's Day, Hutchinson bought Edwards guinea pigs as a gift and she was angry about it. On Mother's Day, their argument led to a physical confrontation.
Now, was she upset because she hated guinea pigs? Maybe. But what really mattered was how that argument escalated. By the next morning, the fight turned physical.
According to police, he said he pushed her, which caused her ear to bleed. The next day, on Monday morning, according to the warrant, their arguing continued, and this time, she said Edwards hit him in the head with a laptop, grabbed a kitchen knife, and he pinned her to the ground.
Jessica fought back. She hit him with a laptop. She grabbed a knife. She was defending herself. But Taj was bigger and stronger. He pinned her to the ground, kneeling on her neck and back, just like what happened to George Floyd. She struggled. She tried to breathe. And then she stopped moving.
And eventually, she stopped moving and died. Later that same day, Edward's sister went to Hutchinson's home on Cinnamon Springs Road in South Windsor. Police say she told them she saw in the trunk of his Jeep what appeared to be a blanket covering a body.
Taj left her there, lying on the floor, for hours while their 7-month-old baby was in the house. Then he wrapped her body in a blanket, put her in the trunk of his Jeep, and drove her to a remote wooded area in East Hartford, where he dumped her like trash. And while everyone was searching for Jessica, crying, posting her face all over social media, Taj was out here acting like nothing happened. Even when Jessica's sister showed up at his house demanding answers, he played dumb until she saw something inside his trunk.
As she demanded him to open up the trunk, Hutchinson sped off. She also told police she found divorce papers filled out by Edwards but was never filed.
It was a body, wrapped up. She screamed at him to open the trunk, but Taj panicked. He sped off before she could do anything.
In the documents, he went on to say he...
Can you imagine that, bruh? Can you imagine being like that close to seeing your dead sibling, bruh? That is crazy, bruh. Oh my gosh. Jeez.
Drove to a random GPS location and dragged the body to a wooded area, which is where Edwards was eventually found on Friday by Driver Road in East Hartford.
And that's when police really started looking at him.
How can someone pretend that they didn't know what was going on with her, and all this time they knew what the heck was going on? Like, you must have played it out real good for thinking nobody was going to come out and do nothing.
Taj's story kept changing. First, he said Jessica had left with friends. Then he said she got aggressive aggressive, and he was just defending himself.
Jessica Edwards was first discovered missing May 10th. Her husband, 22-year-old Taj Hutchinson, initially claimed she got into a car that morning with friends and never returned. Police doubted that story and searched areas in South Windsor, Manchester, and East Hartford, finally finding her body in a wooded East Hartford area May 21st. Hutchinson was arrested that evening.
Jessica's body was found 11 days later, and Taj was arrested. He was charged with manslaughter at first, but the truth was clear. He murdered his wife, and after months of investigation, his charge was upgraded to murder.
He later confessed to having a physical altercation that led to Edwards' death. Now, after months of investigation, the initial charge of manslaughter has been upgraded to murder.
Jessica's mother was heartbroken.
No one should have to go through something like this. Nobody should.
And let's not forget, Jessica and Taji's child lost both parents that day. One to murder, the other to prison.
Well, I was happy. I was elated. Finally, something has been, I feel like something has been done, something is being done.
I think that should have been the charge from the beginning. So I believe they gathered enough evidence just to make sure that their case was going to be solid.
In November 2024, Taji stood before a judge and received his sentence, 27 years in prison. For some, it was justice. For others, it wasn't nearly enough. Because the truth is, Jessica should still be here. She should be raising her son, building her career, living her life. Instead, she's another name on the long list of women lost to DV, along with Kierna Burns.
Bruh. These DVs, bruh. It's crazy, bruh. It's crazy, bruh. You should never be in a situation like that to where you gotta put your hands on your partner. Just leave. You know what I'm saying? Just leave. But that's the video for the day, man. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when I post new lit content on the channel. I'll see y'all next time, man. Deuces.